Hey guys, how's it going? Thad here with Iowa Budget RC, and we're going to start on the Thunder Max. This was made by Wowee Toys and sold from the late 80s to the mid 90s, sometime in that area. At places like Toys R Us, I think Kmart had them in a few different places. But these were a kid's toy, and they went about 6-7 miles an hour, something like that. But man, they sure look cool. And so we're gonna see what we can do with this thing. So I've got all the electronics out of the little drum into here. I've got the motor, the ESC receiver combo, and the servo, and the little 6-cell battery here. So we're going to start taking this thing apart and see if we can figure out how to get all this stuff to work on this. Obviously, I'm probably going to either have to have some crazy long links or extend my servo wires, which is no big deal. I've got wire, so we can do that. But yeah, so one thing I kind of want to retain is this has like a motor inside here that's got like an eccentric on it that shakes the motor, but I don't know if we'll be able to do that with this, because this is a single channel receiver. So I may just have to lose that dream and just leave that on there for looks. I'm going to take the parachute off of it, and we're going to pull the rear end off and see if this is a 370, 380, 390, or what it is for a motor. And if this motor will work, we will use that. If not, we will figure out a plan B. So I will bring you back in just a little bit. Alright, so here it is with the body off, and I only lost one screw. It went flying, but it's a self-tapper like a Tamiya uses, and I've got plenty of those, so not really worried about that. But so the rear end here kind of mounts like a grasshopper or hornet, where there's a pivot point in there. And look, it's got little 6mm hexes, I think they are. So we might be able to do like a 6-to-12 conversion here, using like SCX24 hub mount things, which I think I have some of those because I bought them for another toy that didn't work. So anyway, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue ripping the circuit board out and stuff like that, and we're gonna see how far we can take this thing tonight, and see about making this thing run. Alright, so this has a strange little setup where the wires actually run through the transmission case and out the front for the motor, which I've never seen anything like that before in dealing with all my Radio Shack and Tayo and Tyco Nico made stuff. So I guess I can't figure out a way to get that thing out of there. I was kind of tugging on it and I could get it to move a little bit, but I think I'm gonna have to pull the other screws out and separate the case halves. So that's what I'm gonna do, and we'll see what we got. Alright, so this is set up a lot like a Tamiya. So you got your axle shaft down in there, and there's actually a plastic bushing inside of another plastic bushing, and then you've got your differential here, and then the other half with the axle and the plastic bushing. And so very similar to a Tamiya. So I don't see any reason why that has to run through there like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this motor out of here and see if we can make this little drum and the motor work. And it's actually got, now this let's say the pinion gear looks about the same size, but it's different mod. So yeah, anyway, we'll see what we can do. All right, so here's the stock motor with the stock pinion. Here's the Dragster motor with the Dragster pinion. And I do believe those are the same mod, 0.5 or whatever they are. But the Dragster one is bigger. So I'm gonna stuff this thing in the hole and see if I can make it work with that pinion. That one is of course easily removable, or should be, because it's got a set screw. This one not so much. You got to heat them up, and they're sometimes a chore to get off of there, but we're gonna see what we can do. Okay, so I reamed out the motor hole, and I've got the motor in here without this little heat sink thing, just using the end cap to hold it in place, and then ran the wires out the side of that end cap. So now I'm going to put everything back together, and then I'm going to hook up the motor to the ESC and spin it and see what it does. If it doesn't destroy the gears, well, we're in good shape. If it does, well, then we're on to plan B. Well, everything's back together, and I can spin the diff, and that seems to be okay. But if I try and spin both of them, I can't do it. So I'm going to hook up the ESC and see what we've got and see if I can get it to turn. All right, so we got the Dragster control hooked up here, which gives me servo, but it also noisy, but I think it'll work. So now on to the next steps of, well, I got to get this thing all cleaned up for one, and then I've got to figure out my steering situation. So part one is solved, and I was running that on the Urgent-X 1800 milliamp battery, so that's probably what I'm going to run this thing on for now. Anyway, alright guys, so that's part one. Part two, we'll bring you back next time, and we will get the steering sorted out. One thing I am going to have to do is I want to mount the ESC back here where that parachute thing was, but I'm going to have to extend the motor wires. No big deal. Also going to have to figure out and extend battery wires, because the battery compartment is under here, and the Dragster had the 6-cell nickel metal pack, and I'm not sure if I'm going to run that or if I'm going to run LiPo on it or what I'm going to do, so we will figure that out. But anyway guys, this is fun. This is a fun project, going to be a quick one, but I got to make it 2 parts because I've got other things I've got going on. So anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more Thundermax.